Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me, whether it's in the archive or live currently. I want to thank you for your patronage. I know that I have been a little bit more frequent in conducting these broadcasts here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, and I think it's because I'm witnessing a pivotal point in American political history, and especially in American social history, that I think that my presence, especially on the fiber optically connected world we call the Internet, is very needed, in my view. I think that voices like mine who attempt to stimulate synapses in people's absent brains out here, I think that it's just a duty of mine, since I can allocate a little bit of time in my day to conduct these broadcasts, to come up here and to provide true conservative commentary. Henceforth, that's why I have been on the live broadcast a little bit more frequently. And I can see that a lot more people are tuning into the live broadcast, and I want to thank you very much. But before we go on any further, I'd like for people to follow me on Twitter, because that's the best way to figure out if I'm going to have a live broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, and that's twitter.com/ghostpolitics. All right? That's all one word, no underscores. And, of course, the official website to the True Conservative Radio Show is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. But since we're getting so close to the first day of school, it's actually the first day of school in some parts of the country, in some school districts, I thought I would take a show out to actually talk about our great education system. And for folks that are fans of the show, you know as well as I am no fan of this publicly funded education system that has done nothing but produced generic human beings on a mass scale with no critical thinking. No critical thinking. Just spit back knowledge. Nothing more than regurgitation read from books and meaningless lectures out here. And I think we're going to go ahead and talk about education right now. Now, as far as public education is concerned, folks, I think that what we need to understand here is we have witnessed the liberals and the feminists hijacking the complete system. And now that they've hijacked the complete system, they are implementing their idea of what the political correct society should be via our children. They are de-emphasizing critical thinking and provoking thought and idealism. No, instead they're sitting here trying to implement or assert or suggest idealism to our children. That's what this damn public education system has done, and it's disgrace. It's a disgrace to see public education sit here and degrade our children's academic integrity, intellectual potential. Instead, they emphasize this political correctness horse crap. And I think you, as a rational American human being, should just be as livid as I am when you witness the public education landscape and how they convey knowledge to our children, because there is no knowledge. Now, once again, folks, that's why we're talking about this particular subject matter. We are so close to the first day of school, it may be already time to go to school in some parts of the country, in some school districts. But out here in Texas, the first day of school, from what I understand, is this Monday. And I'm getting a lot of customers at a certain business that I own in a certain part of Texas out here that are coming up to me, giving me insight on their lives. I mean, any business person, any small business person would be smart enough to understand who their clientele is and make sure to understand that you appreciate their business. And I have a couple of customers coming up to me out here in South Texas actually telling me that they're having a problem in public education, in the public education system, that they're having a problem finding a teacher that isn't a part of something called bilingual education. Now, let me repeat that for you again. Bilingual education. So, I mean, I was a little perplexed. You know, I didn't believe what some of these customers. One woman came up to me and said that, you know, she's a, you know, third or second generation Hispanic American living out here in Texas. She was saying that because of her last name, her child was put into a bilingual education classroom where 50% of the time the teacher is conveying the knowledge in English, and the other 50% of the time she's conveying the knowledge in Spanish, folks. And she was saying to me that when she went to this parent-teacher night crap, you know, this is the prelude to the school year, you know, the teacher gets to meet the children and the parents, apparently. She was talking to this quote-unquote bilingual teacher, and this person, you know, she was not trying to be offensive or politically incorrect in any manner. But what's unfortunate is she said this bilingual teacher sounded off like she just got out of the damn banana boat somewhere, like some damn, coyote mule smuggled her into this freaking country. She had such broken English, she could barely understand her. And that the other parents that were visiting that classroom all spoke Spanish. That this educator, this teacher, was speaking to these other parents in Spanish. Meanwhile, we have a second or third generation Hispanic American that wants to emphasize English in America, is sitting here having a hard time. Can you believe this? In public education. I'm a property taxpayer, damn it. And you mean to tell me that my taxpaying dollars, your property taxpaying dollars, are going to sit here and teach bilingual education over English education? And that's happening right here in Texas, and I couldn't believe it. So I did some researching about this crap. All right? I did some research about this crap, and lo and behold, this poor woman is right. Out here in Texas, we have more bilingual or quote-unquote ESL classes than we do English-speaking classrooms out here in South Texas. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And this is America. This is where our taxpaying dollars is going to sit here and teach another language. But this is where our public education dollars are going, folks. This is what I'm telling you about this new liberal and feminist America. It's a disgusting disgrace of itself. They sit here and talk about how they're men and women of the people, and yet all they do is want society to remain stagnant just to glorify their bureaucratic status and to create more bureaucracy in all of our lives. But I don't want the government in our life, damn it. I don't want the government in my life. I don't want their taxation. I want freedom. I want liberty. And if I'm going to sit here and pay property taxes to a bunch of ungrateful, bureaucratic teachers and administrators and all these public educators, I want some accountability, damn it. All right? I don't want bilingual education. All right? I take a dirty, yellow, bubbly piss on bilingual education. This is America, damn it. We shouldn't be overemphasizing bilingual education over English education. What kind of a country have we turned into when we're overemphasizing bilingual education over English education? I want to hear from you, especially you liberal, long-haired, bedwetting pieces of Karl Marx worshiping crap. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want you to give some justification for this crap. And let me tell you something, 2010 is coming around the corner, folks. 2010 is coming around the corner, and you better damn well sure believe that I'm going to be out here in Texas, and I'm going to be advocating for some true conservative politicians that are going to put an end to this crap. They're going to put an end to bureaucracy. They're going to put an end to all these people that are living off the system out here. We need a change, damn it. I mean, screw the way you think about me. Screw the way you think about conservatives. Why don't you get outside of your ego for a second, you piece of trash? And if you can't do it, why don't you do a little exercise with me? All right? That's right. I want you to do a little exercise with me so you can attempt to understand where I'm coming from and real true conservatives and really good Americans, law-abiding citizens, taxpayers, and families are coming from. I want you to get yourself out of your conscience. All right? Take all the yes we can crap, all the Obama change crap, all right, and just shove it up your ass right now, all right? Don't even contemplate it. Don't even think about it. Forget the propaganda. All right? Close your eyes there for a second. Close your eyes, and I want you to relax yourself. All right? Don't get yourself all hyper-patriotic with nothing but Karl Marx fervor. What I want you to do is I want you to relax. And I want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to take a deep breath out. And I want you to continue that process, and I want you to think. Look at America right now. Make believe that you're in some spaceship overlooking the landscape out here in America. And take a look at single-parent families are now the majority of the day. Public education, it's not educating our children. It's making them into politically correct, pussified, feminized pieces of garbage that are mindless, that don't even understand their liberties, that don't even understand their freedoms, that don't even understand how to run their government. And I want you to think to yourself, is this right? All right? I mean, we were teaching our children back in the day to do the right thing. All right? Think about that in your head while you have your eyes closed. We taught our children to do the right thing. All right? Don't have children out of wedlock. Go out and get an education. Go out and make an honest living. Don't rely on the government. Don't sit here and suck on the government teat. And look at what's happening here, folks. Just take a look. You're on that spaceship. Keep your eyes closed and overlook America and see the sour scowls on all these people's faces because they realize that they screwed up their lives by their own decision-making, by their own decisions, and have debts they can never pay in their lives, went foreclosed on homes, got cars repossessed, the whole 9 yards, and they're sitting there with their sour, disgusting scowls, looking with their hand out to Big Brother government and saying, please give me another stimulus package check. Please give me a cash for clunker deal or car for clunker, whatever the crap it's called. Please give me more handouts. Please give me more entitlements. Give me more unemployment. Give me a bureaucratic government job. This is the reality of America, folks. And I've been saying it for 2 years. And nobody has even given two rats' asses about that. I think that's disgusting. All right? I think it's absolutely disgusting that we're sitting here having to palate. We're having to palate this garbage. And the reason I bring up the public education system, folks, is because I think it's sad that we've got more emphasis, at least out here in South Texas, for bilingual education as opposed to English-only education. I mean, I think that's unbelievable. I don't understand why that's not front story on all the boob tube news channels. I don't understand why the Associated Press doesn't have a correspondent down here trying to do some investigative reporting on this crap. But it's happening, folks. It's happened. I'm right here on the front lines in Texas, and I am here to say that these damn bureaucrats, these liberal longhairs, these feminist bulldocks, and all these other nimrods that are nothing more than offshoot variants of communism, they have screwed up our society so that they can implement their communist utopia. It's all political romanticism, folks. They dumbed us all down. They dumbed everybody down. They made the bureaucratic process that is government so complex that nobody can understand it. Nobody wants to understand it. And look at what they've done, folks. Look at what they've done. We are damn near a footstep away from communism. And I'm not just saying that to be some hyper-sensationalist jag-off. I'm saying that as a legitimate political observer here. That's what I'm saying it as. 646-652-4869. We're talking about bilingual education and how they are putting more emphasis on bilingual education than English education out here in Texas. Hopefully, if you're around the Mexico border, you're not experiencing the same malarkey, but this has got to stop, folks. All right? This has got to stop, all right? I mean, there's a whole bunch of different contradictions relating to this particular issue of bilingual education. First and foremost, I don't understand why these liberals, all right? You atheistic, godless, liberal pieces of Karl Marx worship and ass-tickling garbage. I don't understand how you people can sit here and somehow correlate this illegal immigration issue. It isn't even an issue. It's an invasion. And let me repeat that for all you stupid liberals. They can't get it through your thick, supposed humanitarian skulls. This immigration issue is an invasion. This is an immigration invasion of our country. And the liberals here have somehow thrown a humanitarian spin on this issue. And now immigrants have more rights in this country than you do, folks, if you're an American citizen. And if you don't believe me, you take a search at your best search engine and search immigrant crimes, American immigrant crimes, and check out how all these illegal immigrants that are in this country that are not only taking advantage of all the bureaucratic entitlements that every loser American is taking advantage of, but if they happen to partake in a murder or rape or, DUI accident, anything of that nature, they're not going to do any time in prison. Oh, no, they're going to go right back to Mexico. Huh? Here you go. Here, back to Mexico. Just don't collect $200. Here's a burrito while you're at it, huh? I mean, it's just disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting. And I know that people are going to say, oh, you're a racist. You're a racist. I was just sitting here telling you that I've got a second generation Hispanic American customer at my business that tried to get her son into a non-bilingual class, an English only class. I don't even know why I'm saying non-bilingual. I mean, these stupid liberals got me talking their freaking language. And she's actually having trouble getting an English-only class out here. Like they're scarce. Like, oh, English, oh, well, not everybody speaks that anymore. I mean, this is America, damn it. What the hell does that mean anyway, you know? This is America. You're damn right this is America. It's a disgraceful America. That's what it is. It's a disgraceful America, and that's why I continue to sit up here and say that the American public sucks because of their own ignorance and their own complacency and their own stupidity. They have allowed all this garbage to happen, and they're still allowing it. I mean, like I said about the little town hall, little ruckuses that are happening out there and all these little politician town hall rallies for this socialist healthcare system, these morons that are actually talking against it don't know why they're talking against it. You understand? These people are so stupid, all they're saying to these politicians is, I like my insurance. And I don't want to rehash an old episode's subject matter, but inevitably the contradiction within the healthcare system, if anyone wants true reform, is to kick the insurance companies out of it. Kick Medicaid and Medicare out of it. You start doing that, you're going to see the damn healthcare prices go down. No doubt about it. Anybody who has any kinds of qualms about it, I would like for you to give me a call at 646-652-4869. Why does education suck? Because the damn government's involved in it. The government owns the education system. That's why it sucks. There's no obligation or motivation for a teacher to teach well. A lot of these teachers have lifetime contracts, folks. I know you don't know that, but they have lifetime contracts. They damn near need to anally rape a kid with a plunger before they're even subjected to any kind of real disciplinary action. And that's no BS, folks. I mean, I know I'm being a little facetious there, but these teachers have a lot of leverage. They've got lifetime contracts. They've got guaranteed money. Their salary raises every single year. We've got 30-year teachers that are in the school districts out here making about $95,000, $100,000 a year, teaching a bunch of students after being in the system for 30 years. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. But if you look at the damn social landscape of our youth, and just notice that they're more worried about the latest episode of The Hills, or they're more worried about the latest album that Britney Spears is shitting out of her whore self. They're more worried about the American Idol and whether Adam Lambert has got a gerbil in his poop chute. They're more worried about this crap than they are worried about their own liberty, about their own freedom, about their own political identity. And I think it's disgusting. But thank you very much, government-funded education system. Thank you very much. Let me tell you something. Before I take some callers here, I just want to make one thing clear. It will be a great day, a great damn day, when teachers are all out of work and they actually have to prove that they're a good teacher in the private sector. Because these teachers are they're all getting paid the same thing, whether they're good teachers or bad teachers. This is a communist system, folks. Public education is a communist system. And I don't feel sorry for any of these teachers. They're making far above the median income in most of their geographic metropolises, or wherever they happen to be located in America. They're making far above the median income, and I don't want to hear this crap that they need more money. These are nothing but glorified babysitters. They make me sick. The administrators make me sick. The principals, the administrators that are supposed to be somehow administrating a school to make an environment conducive for learning. Instead, they're allowing drugs and narcotics and guns and fights and stabbings and all that other crap. Put them all out of work. School districts, superintendents, put them all out of work. That's what I say. 646-652-4869. We got the 435 area code on the air. What's going on?
Hello, Ghost. This is Thundercracker.
How you doing there, Thunder?
I'm doing pretty good, and you?
Not too bad. I mean, other than the fact that our government is continuing to, socialize us, but what can you do?
I agree. The government has been meddling in a lot of things, and I hate it. If it isn't education, it's got to be something else. Government motors, you name it. Just too much meddling.
Way too much meddling. I mean, the government has a role as far as overseeing the process. They have no role in owning the process or taking profits from the process or anything of that nature. I think the government has gone far beyond extended its bureaucratic tentacles in our lives, and we've got to stop it. That's why I continue to do these broadcasts, Thunder, in hopes that some people that are out there listen and say, hey, he's right here. This used to be about freedom. It used to be about liberty, not about bowing down because, a whole bunch of people screwed up their lives and now they don't want anybody to succeed. I think that's wrong.
Makes me miss the days when I was going to school in the 70s. Didn't seem so bad back then.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've speculated that the damn liberals and feminists have hijacked this education system as far back as the early 70s, late 60s. So what you doing tonight there, Thunder?
Just taking it easy. I've been listening to a few BTR shows, and one of them was Wildly Infested with Trolls and all that, and I'm still a little bit reeling from that. But other than that, we're doing pretty good.
Oh, good. So what do you think about the political landscape out here? What's your viewpoint on it?
Oh, it just seems to be getting worse every day, you know. It just burns me up, you know. It's about my opinion. I can't wait to see the day, you know, when Nancy Pelosi and all them are voted out of office. I'm just fed up with it.
Well, you can say that again. Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, you know, all these damn bureaucrats, they're all trying to initiate their own, you know, socialist ideals while at the same time trying to puff up the pork barrel spending in their districts and, you know, in their general communities out there so they can pay back all the morons that put them in office. And it's a shame that our media is not highlighting that a little bit more with a spotlight. It's unfortunate that during this, especially during the stimulus package 2 bill, I mean, you know, there wasn't a lot more highlighting of all the pork barrel earmarks that were going to nothing but a bunch of nonsense. And I find it funny that the government or this liberal regime is going to take credit for this cash for clunkers crap when after $1 trillion spending bill that stupid dumbass little earmark came from, the cash for clunkers account was only $1 billion. $1 billion out of $1 trillion. So, you know, they're trying to tout themselves and pat themselves on the back for supposedly stimulating the economy or stimulating a sector of the economy by saying that this cash for clunkers was somehow a success. It was $1 billion of it. What about the other $999,999,999,999 that's just unaccounted for? You know, I mean, you know, like the $40 million that went to the Nancy Pelosi Save a Rat Foundation, the damn, you know, the $90 million that went to pig odor. I mean, it's a disgrace, and it's unfortunate that Americans aren't more upset about it, aren't more mad about it, aren't going out there and really taking on these politicians with the issues.
This cash for clunkers is a flop from what I hear, and it doesn't surprise me.
It's beyond a flop. It's ridiculous. I mean, you know, aren't we trying to avoid giving out ridiculous secured loans to morons that really couldn't pay them to begin with? I mean, you know, and here we are. We're giving out more secured loans to morons so that they can get themselves the latest Escalade hybrid and trade in, you know, grandma's old, you know, clunker Cadillac or, you know, the grandma's old Mercury or some crap. And they're sitting here getting a damn cash for... I mean, it's just a disgrace. We can go on and on about the contradictions of this system, but Thunder, I'm going to ask you as an independent person, as an individual, I mean, do you see any optimistic light at the end of this tunnel? I mean, do you see people snapping out of this malarkey and saying, hey, wait a minute, we need to start emphasizing freedom, we need to start emphasizing liberty, and we need to start going back to what America used to be, which was the driving force of our economy, of innovation, and that's capitalism, not communism. What do you think?
You know, right now it doesn't seem like there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, but let me tell you something. From what I understand here, there are a lot more people that are starting to wake up to all this, what is going on with Obama, you know. There are people that are starting to wake up and realize what's going on here.
Well, I don't think there's enough people waking up. That's what's unfortunate. You know, unfortunately, during the election, because Barack Obama could read a teleprompter so eloquently and made women cream in their pants and, you know, men want to play with their pecker shafts, he had these people sell their souls to this cult of personality. And I'm not sure if you know personally, but I'm sure everyone at some point came across, whether it's in their intermediate family or their extended family, friends, colleagues, peers, etc., some over hyper-patriotic moron that was shoving Obama propaganda down your hole and suggesting that you go out and vote for this guy. And these people sold their souls to this crap. I'm sure every day you're around them, Obama, yes we can, change, all this crap. And now that all the garbage that they tried to sell you, and you didn't buy, and I didn't buy, that they bought and they sold their souls to, now that it's not coming to flourish, they can't backtrack from that malarkey. They can't take a step back and say, wait a minute, this guy ain't doing crap. I mean, this liberal regime is doing nothing but, basically being, you hear the liberals talking so much garbage about George W. Bush. This damn regime is George W. Bush on steroids. I mean, it's disgusting.
It's horrible.
Anyway, Thundercracker, you got a show or something you want to plug?
Nope.
Do you have a blog or anything? You should get yourself a blog. Start blogging about your political thoughts there.
Well, I'm just on Facebook right now and Twitter, so.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to thank you for calling up there, Thundercracker. You can call up any time, by the way.
You're welcome, Ghost. You have a good night.
You too. And keep the upbeat optimism for America.
I will. Count on it.
Thanks a lot. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to overemphasize once again that we need to stop this ridiculous idealism. I won't even call it idealism. It's political romanticism of entertaining the idea of socialism, communism, whatever in the blue hell it is that you want to call it. We need to stop entertaining the notion of it. All right? And public education, by it's trying to assert itself through this bilingual education, political correctness. In school districts, they've taken out tag, dodgeball in elementary schools. I mean, they're trying to completely implement the pussification, the absolute pussification of America, and it's blatant. When you've got people out here in South Texas who want English-only classrooms and are having a hard time finding it, there's something wrong with this country. When you can find more bilingual classrooms out here in South Texas than you can English classrooms, there's something wrong with this country, folks. And you see, the liberals were pretty devious in their approach to the American public. Because remember, folks, this is a grand scheme. I mean, we just talked about how those Woodstock pieces of crap in the 70s are trying to highlight their little mud pit orgy as some sort of significant contribution to human enlightenment in American history, when it was nothing more than an exercise in communism. That's exactly what Woodstock is, and I spit on everybody that was there, and I spit on anybody that thinks that Woodstock had any kind of American significance or any kind of historical significance, anything. It was a ridiculous spectacle, and you could tell anybody that said that. But you see, folks, this is what it all comes down to. They hijack the bureaucratic systems of government. And it doesn't matter what bureaucratic system you talk about, but the first one was the public education system, folks. All these leftist bureaucrats, all these supposed leftist figureheads and all these people, it doesn't matter what part of the country you try to look up these supposed figureheads for leftism, whether it's the West Coast and the southern regions, East Coast, it doesn't matter, all right? If you look at what happened to these supposed mouthpieces of leftism in the 70s and late 60s, you're going to find out that a lot of them went right into the education system. I'm not joking, folks. A lot of these damn leftists went right into the education system, and why is that? Because, like I said, folks, this education system that we currently have is a communist system. They're living the dream, baby. They're living their communist heaven by being paid by the state and having a secure job. No matter how hard they work, no matter how lackadaisical they are in their academic approach, no matter how incompetent they are, they're going to get the same pay as everybody else, even if the other person is putting 120% in their job, and they can only put in about 30, and everything's gravy. And you see, folks, from there, they took over every other bureaucratic tentacle of government, and henceforth we are seeing the pinnacle of this grand scheme of leftism. And it must be stopped, folks. It must be stopped by the conscience of the American people. It must be stopped. But folks, I know I'm stumbling over my own tongue here, but it takes more than one man. It takes more than one voice. It takes a lot of voices. And that's why I encourage you, if you're not a vocal person, you don't have to speak up. Make a video, make a blog, make articles, make literature, pass them out there in your town. Do whatever it takes, and make sure that the average layman, the average person, understands the contradictions that are within this society currently, that are within the leftist system. Expose those contradictions. I'm calling on you, folks. I have been calling on you for 2 years. Spread the word about True Conservative Radio. Go out there and give your thoughts, give your analysis, give your true conservative perspective to the people. Go out there and pass out pamphlets. Go out there and get blogs. Go out there and post links. Do what it takes, folks, because it takes a lot more than one man with one idea. It takes a whole group of people to change this society. And let me tell you something, folks, the conservative movement will rise again, and I guarantee it. I read it every time I read an email. Every time I read emails from people appreciating the true conservative commentary conducted on this program, it just fuels the fire that's within inside of me. Every time, it just fuels the fire. It makes me want to continue. It makes me want to continue on and to unearth the contradictions that are within the liberal system, that are within the feminist system, that are within the communist system. It makes me want to unearth them. It makes me want to expose them. And that's why I continue to do these broadcasts. Anyway, folks, you're listening to True Conservative Radio. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We were talking a little bit about the education system and how it's a communist utopia to these damn leftists who hijacked it back in the early 70s, late 60s. All right? And we're talking about how here in South Texas it's a lot easier, according to a lot of people that I've been speaking with, given that it's so close to the beginning of school, it's a lot easier to get a bilingual education classroom than it is an English-speaking only classroom. And a bilingual classroom, folks, is where 50% of the teaching is done in English and 50% of the teaching is done in Spanish. Huh? Welcome to America. There are more classes down here in South Texas that are bilingual than they're English-speaking. It just makes me disgustingly sick. And I'm a taxpayer. I'm a property taxpayer. All right? It makes me sick to my stomach. And let me tell you, it's going to be a great day, when these damn educators are all out there in the unemployment line having to vouch for all the garbage and all the complacency and all the bureaucracy that they just sat on their fat asses and did. They're going to have to account for what kind of a credible teacher they actually were. And I guarantee it that more than 75% of these teachers aren't worth diddly. And if you're a teacher and you're getting offended by that, well, go piss off, all right? I spit on you, I spit on you, teachers. You make me sick. You're living in a communist utopia. Anyway, folks, I want to move on from there. What I do want to talk about once again is the proverbial subject matter that this show seems to be notorious for. I mean, if you do a Google search about the True Conservative Radio program, you're going to find forum posts, blog posts, and all these feminists with these disgustingly vile words about yours truly. But let me tell you something. I don't care, okay? I don't really give a crap. And we're going to talk about why, once again, single mothers are not somebody I feel any kind of compassion for whatsoever. I'm down here in South Texas, and, you know, since we're on the educational theme here, we're having a lot of commercials, no matter what part of what part of Texas I'm traveling in, because I got a whole bunch of businesses all over the state, but when I flip on the boob tube, I see commercials. I see news channels trying to solicit donations for school uniforms, you know, and school supplies. Like, oh, we need to give the poor in America more school supplies, and we got to give them this, and we got to give. Are you kidding me? I mean, do you understand that school supplies today are no more than about $12 to $13 because they realize, or at least the public education system realizes, that these morons aren't going to come out the pocket more than that, and they're still sitting here bitching? You've got school uniforms, and the whole purpose of having a school uniform was to decrease the amount of money the parent had to pay to dress up their kids like they were going to a freaking fashion show. And what's a damn uniform? You got some dicky pants that are, what, $20-something at the damn Walmart, or screw Walmart, go to your nearest, khaki place, your Army surplus store, wherever. Brand new, they're about $20. You get yourself a white button-up shirt. If you can't get yourself a white button-up shirt for under $7.99, then you don't know your ass from your elbow. And you mean to tell me that these people can't sit here and come out the pocket for their own children? And I'm talking about these single mothers, because let me tell you something. These single mothers are vultures, all right? They're emotional vampires. And let me emphasize that more than I could even emphasize. These single mothers are emotional vampires. Don't let them give you the puppy dog eyes. Don't let them give you the sob story. They are getting entitlements thanks to our liberal system, and if you don't believe me, I advise you to go to the archive to number 117, episode number 117, where I outline how these single mothers get over $8,000 a month in government subsidies, and that's thanks to you, that's thanks to me, that's thanks to the original American taxpayer who actually pays their taxes, who don't collect an entitlement check, who don't rely on the government, who don't get in trouble with the law. It makes me sick! But this is America, isn't it, folks, huh? Where we're supposed to feel sorry for single mothers who shit out 8 different kids from 8 different fathers. And for you ass clowns, I'm telling you pieces of crap that don't believe me, you go to episode 117! 117, damn it! That's the episode where I outline and I give the damn government names. The government names of these stupid programs where these women can go out and get over $8,000 in government subsidies. That's episode number 117. After this show, go to the archive and check it out. You'll be disgusted. After that show, I got all kinds of emails from people asking me, well, why work, Ghost? Why even bother? Why even make an honest living anymore? And you know what I say to that, folks? Because you're not a communist! Because you're an American! Because you're a conservative, damn it! That's why you're not going to go out there and say, why work? That's why you're not going to sit there and start sucking on that government teat. If you're a true damn conservative, you have what these liberals don't have, and that's integrity. All right? That's integrity. That's what I'm saying. All the true conservatives out there that aren't collecting these damn entitlements, you got integrity. All the people that are out there busting their asses, paying their taxes, being law-abiding citizens, these are the people that I feel sorry for. I don't feel sorry for these single mothers that are out here mooching the system. I mean, don't you understand that on the episode number 117, not only do I outline all the bureaucratic government programs that a mother who shits out 8 different kids from 8 different fathers can get. But on that episode number 117, I also emphasize once again that not only do they get all these government programs, they can qualify for nonprofit programs. They can go to these, churches that are out here that feel compassion and feel sorry for these single mothers who, look at them, they can't pay the rent because they shitted out 8, 9 different children, even though we have a housing voucher program that'll pay any single dish rag whore mother, single mother out there, it'll pay for their apartment, their home, whatever in the blue hell they want to get. And believe it or not, folks, when it comes to these creditors and these financiers, they actually accept government entitlements as legitimate income. So if you're asking yourself why all these idiots that are only making about minimum wage, they're driving around with rims on their cars and they got houses and, they're living large, it's because they can put their entitlements as legitimate income for financing all this malarkey. I mean, can you believe this? Not only can they put down their entitlements, they can put down their child support. They can put down their freaking child support. And this is America, folks. That's why I'm saying I get a lot of heat all over the internet from all walks of life because I don't have a bleeding heart for the single mothers in America. Give me a break. I mean, these are the women getting paid out here. And I say that we need to end this. And we need to end it now. I'm sick and tired of hearing about these single mothers pissing and moaning that they don't have enough, they don't have this, they don't have that. You want to know why they don't have it? They're walking around with Louis Vuitton bags. They're walking around with Coach purses and Dolce & Gabbana glasses. Yeah, you don't think I know the latest quote-unquote fashions for these stupid little morons? I do. And they're walking around. I'm seeing it right here in South Texas. These morons got 8 kids trailing behind them, and they're walking around with Dolce & Gabbana glasses and Coach purses. I mean, these are items that cost several $100s to obtain. And these people are walking around with them. And you go to a grocery store, especially that pissing ground called San Antonio, Texas down there. The colon of America is what I like to call it. You go into a grocery store down there in San Antonio, Texas. Go into a grocery store and watch these ditzy, idiotic, single mother bimbos load up their carts with steaks and beer and all kinds of crap. Oh, yeah, beer is food under the classification of, food and drugs and that sort of thing. I mean, I bet you don't even know that candy is classified as a drug. Bet you didn't know that. But that's besides the point. You go into these damn grocery stores, and they pile up the groceries with all kinds of food, and then they, with their gold in their wrists and Dolce & Gabbana glasses and their Coach purses, they pull out that damn food stamp card. They pull out the food card and they pay over $1,000 worth of groceries on that food stamp card, thanks to the American taxpayer. And you see, what these stupid, blood-sucking, atheist, bedwetting, long-haired, well-saving, tree-humping liberals will have you believe is that I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because I show more sympathy to the person that actually gives a crap about their lives, about this country. I feel sorry for the person that actually did the right thing in life. All right? Not some stupid dish rag whore single mother who shitted out 8 children. I think every mother who shitted out 8 children, in my personal opinion, should be thrown in jail for child abuse, because she knows, as well as anyone else out here knows, that she's having children and trivializing life, knowing that she can't maintain her own sustenance, let alone a child's sustenance. I mean, anyone who has more than 3 or 4 children is a freaking maniac, unless you have the financial stability to do so. You're a lunatic. All right? I mean, unless you have the financial means to do so. And what does that mean? That means if you're going to have 5 kids, you better realize that you're not going to live in a great 2-story home in suburban America. There's going to be some struggling going on out there. Unless you have a trade that's giving you a couple of $100,000 a year, you're going to have some problems. But you see, folks, this is about individualism. This is what America is about. You need to live based on your individual decisions. And if you screwed up and had 5, 6, 8 kids, that's your problem. You're the one who screwed up, all right? And let me tell you, if you're a single mother out there, I hope you're listening, you did screw up. I think you should look at yourself in the mirror and spit in your own face right now. I think that's what you need to do. If you're a single mother who has 4, 5, 6, 7 plus kids by multiple different fathers, and you should get up right now, go to the nearest damn mirror, look at yourself in your sick, disgusting, open 24 hours like 7-Eleven whore face, and spit in your face. That's what I think you should do, all right? And the second thing you should do is start looking at yourself in your eye and see what's going on in there and recognize, hey, am I a whore? Do I give a crap about life? Do I give a crap about my life? Do I give a crap about these children's life? What did I do? You need to start soul searching, all you despicable, disgusting single mothers, especially you dumb bimbos that are out here collecting $8,000 on the taxpayer each month. 646-652-4869. You notice every time I bring up the single mother issue, no single mother attempts to call up to try to justify why it's okay to sit here and give all these obnoxious, ridiculous bimbos all this $8,000 plus a month money so that they can what? So they can what? Exactly, all right? 646-652-4869. If you're just tuning in with us here, we're talking about single mothers and how they are the emotional vampires of the world. And they have been the pole vault or the catapult for the absolute pussification of America. I mean, I can't believe, and I hate to re-emphasize this episode, but for all you folks that don't believe me that these women who shit out 7 or 8 kids by 7 or 8 different fathers, for all you folks that don't believe me that they're collecting $8,000 a month in government subsidies, go back to the damn archive to number 117. Episode number 117, and I outline every single government subsidy that's out there that these women are qualifying for. And it's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And look, I'm not hating. I got a lot of single mothers who also email me up and say, well, Ghost, I'm a single mother, but I'm not relying on any of these government entitlements. I'm not out here collecting off the taxpayer. And let me tell you something, if you're not and you're making yourself your own living and you're sufficing your parental duties as a parent, well, more power to you. This is America. We're about freedom. I'm all about freedom. But when you as a human being, I'm talking about single mothers, when you are trivializing the concept of life and you're just shitting out children because you think it's some sort of a vanity thing or it's the cool thing to do or because, I don't know for whatever reason. If you're having more than 3, 4 plus kids and you don't have the sustenance to pay for them, you should be thrown in prison. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's all there is to it. I'm sick and tired, all right? I'm sick and tired of paying for losers, all right? I'm sick and tired of it. All right, let me go ahead and segue to the poor in America. That's another pissing ground group that I'm sick and tired of hearing of. The single mothers and the poor in America. I mean, there's nothing that burns a hole in my damn stomach than to sit here and talk about the poor in America. I spit on the poor in America, all right? I really spit on the poor in America. They make me sick. They're a disgrace, and they're not really poor, all right? This is America. No one should be living poor. All the bureaucratic garbage that our taxpayers are going into, there should be no reason why people are poor. No reason. And, you know, what is poor? In our new materialistic, vanity-filled society, what exactly is the definition of poor anyway? You know, you look at all the people that are collecting all these entitlements. I'm willing to bet you money they got a cell phone. Well, hell, we know they got a cell phone now. They're giving poor people free cell phones. And for all you people that are, if that's news to you, go back to that number 117 episode. I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised how many government programs there are to save losers and to entitle losers to more and more benefits. I'm telling you, if you happen to be a poor bastard, you can get yourself a free cell phone courtesy of this new Obama liberal administration. Free cell phones. I'm not BSing. You can go back to that episode. It's grotesque. But you look at all the people that are collecting this entitlements, I guarantee you they got cell phones. They got themselves a nice car. I guarantee you they're walking around with jewelry. I guarantee you they got all the amenities that anyone else in America has. And yet they're still labeled under this classification of poor. I don't understand it. Folks, there are no poor in America. And let me tell you, people talk about, well, what about the homeless, Ghost? Hey, Ghost, what about the homeless in America? There's a lot of homeless out here. You know, let me tell you, most of the homeless people that are out there in America have mental disorders. And it's a shame, you know, I read this in a recent article that 40 or 50% of the homeless are veterans. Right? These are American soldiers that are out here homeless because they have mental disorders due to their traumatic stress disorders obtained in the military. So, if you want to really conquer the homeless situation, I think we need to really conquer what's happening to our boys out here once they get back home after serving their country. All right? I mean, that's the first thing we need to do. We don't really talk about that. You know, these liberals, they don't even want to talk about that. They hate the military. They don't even want to talk about investing more money in the military. As a matter of fact, you had kudos by the liberals over here when Obama was talking about cutting the military spending, for heaven's sake. So, for all you people that are pissing and moaning about the poor in America, look, I really don't give a crap about the poor in America. There are no poor in America. You go to any impoverished area of America, you're going to see fat people. Do you understand? You're going to see fat, jelly-ass people waddling around all over the place. Poor people don't get fat, you idiots. Do you understand? Poor people do not get fat in the ass. But you're going to have the liberals, they're going to sit here and say, well, you know why they're getting fat? It's because of their food. We're not feeding them properly. They're not getting the proper food. So now we've got people that are bitching about the free food they're getting? Is that what the liberal argument's trying to tell me? The poor in America are bitching because the free food that they're getting is not sufficient to their, what? To their diet? It's ridiculous, folks. I'm sick and tired of going around in these liberal circles, and that's why I call upon you, the individual, the American people. We need to come together. I'm talking about true conservative people. I'm talking about people who believe in America, who believe in the constitutional republic. We need to come together, and we need to realize that the only way that all this impending communism is going to stop is when we all voice our voices, when we're all out there in the blogosphere exposing the contradictions that is this communist system. We need your help, folks. All of us out here. You as an individual can help get a blog. God damn it, I can't emphasize it anymore. Get a damn blog and go out there and blog your freaking ass off. Go out there and expose the contradictions that are within feminism. Go out there and expose the contradictions that are within liberalism. Expose the contradictions that are dominating our lives today with nothing more than political romanticism and nothing more than broken promises. We need you. Get off the sidelines and get on the front lines. This is America. We need you. The front lines are right outside your door. Stop playing with your pecker shaft. Stop waxing your carrot and go out there and do it for the children. Damn it. Do it for the damn children. I know that's easy to say, and let me tell you, folks, I'm no fan of the young people either. All right, I know that our young people are pretty dumbed down. They're stupid. They're more worried about the latest rodent on Paris Hilton's snake crotch than they are worried about their own liberties and freedoms. But by God, look at the education system that they were brought up in. And we talked about it earlier in the program. This education system that brought them into reality is nothing more than an apparatus for these communists and these feminists and these liberals who hijack that bureaucratic system to implement their agenda of political correctness, to implement their agenda of all these ridiculous ideas. And they've done it, folks. They've dumbed down our generations. And now look at us. We don't know our asses from our elbows, with all due respect to the folks that actually do. Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We are in the second hour of the True Conservative Radio Show. I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and we've been talking a lot about the education system, about single mothers and the poor in America. And let me tell you something, folks. I know that the liberals will utilize this broadcast, and they'll utilize the words I say as if I'm the bad guy, as if I'm some sort of soulless person that wants people to suffer, that I want people just to, be out there in the streets and suffer. That's not what I want. What I want is my tax-paying dollars that I work hard for, that you work hard for, to be spent sufficiently or given back to me. I mean, you can use anything that government has their hands into, and you can see the contradiction that is the government. All right, any kind of bureaucratic tentacle that the government attempts to put in our lives, it's an absolute mess. Now, we were just talking about the homeless in America. Well, let's talk about the homeless. How are the homeless fed out here in the streets? Well, you got your traditional soup kitchen. Now, for all you people that aren't familiar with what the hell a soup kitchen is, I'm going to give you the general synopsis. You've got soup kitchens out here that apply for government grants. And, of course, they're going to get them because the government allocates so much money in the budget each year to take care of these so-called problems that nonprofit organizations can take upon themselves to solve. So they open up a soup kitchen, and that means they have to lease out a physical location. They got to pay all kinds of money for electricity. They got to pay for food. They got to pay for staff. Just think of all the costs calculated on opening up a soup kitchen. And that means all the food that's coming out of that soup kitchen is coming out for free. So you think about all the bowls of soup that are passed out at this newly developed soup kitchen that we just built, and you calculate all the damn costs it takes just to run that piece of crap. I'm talking about food, electricity, the cost of the lease, the employees to deliver this crap, to cook the crap, to administer the crap. I mean, you're paying at least, what, maybe $12 a bowl of soup? I mean, if we all calculate it correctly, maybe about $10 to $12 a bowl of soup. I mean, do you understand? I mean, we're paying $12 a bowl of soup to pass out to the homeless. Meanwhile, you could go to a freaking Taco Bell and get a 39-cent taco. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying here, folks? It makes me sick. It makes me sick. I mean, we got Taco Bell, got 39-cent tacos. You got Jack and the Crack out there with 2 tacos for 99 cents. You got the damn dollar menu at every freaking fast food joint out here. Don't give me this crap that people are going hungry in America. There's food on every freaking corner. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the poor in America. It makes me sick. I hate to be so verbally graphic, but I take a dirty diarrhea crap on the poor in America. All right? And all they can do is look back at me with their sour skulls with a brown smile about it. All right? Because they're ridiculous. They're being utilized by this liberal regime to justify their ridiculous transition into communism. Because that's what this is, you stupid morons. This is communism. Don't you understand that? Why don't you get your fat asses off of the sidelines onto the front lines and start airing out the contradictions that are within this system, folks? All right? That's what you need to do. If you're really unhappy with what's going on here in America, then you need to go to the blogs. You need to go to the forums. You need to go to the chat rooms, and you need to unearth, take out of the closet the contradictions that are within this liberal regime and expose it, rub it in their faces, and tell them this is America, where we stand for liberty, where we stand for freedom, and we hate communism! You piece of crap! You communist piece of crap! You communist pieces of liberal and feminist crap! I'm a conservative, damn it! I'm a conservative! I'm a damn conservative, damn it. And I'm not going to sit here and go quietly. I've said it over and over and over again. I'm not going to go quietly, damn it. I'm going to sit here and continue. I'm going to sit here and continue to expose these damn liberals for the pieces of garbage they are. And I'm talking about all of them. All right, all variant offshoots of the communist idea. And I'm talking about liberalism, I'm talking about feminism, I'm talking about their agitation methods like political correctness and all this ridiculous malarkey, folks. This is why I continue to come up on here, folks. We need to come together. We need to understand that we are seeing the specter that Karl Marx always talked about, the communist specter over America. We are witnessing it, folks, and you have these liberals that are anesthetized with this political romanticism trying to help facilitate that process. They're trying to help facilitate this Karl Marx idea so that they can prove that the Communist Manifesto was correct. And I'm not joking, folks. That's exactly what's going on right here. And I'm not going to sit here and allow it to happen without me saying something about it. And let me tell you, if you're a true American, you should go out there and do something about it also. Don't be swayed, folks, by propaganda. Because the liberals are brilliant at propaganda, folks. They're brilliant at sucking the emotion right out of you. I mean, that's what their purpose is to sit here and manipulate your brain into believing that their bureaucratic position is somehow going to save your problem or solve your problem. That's the whole idea. And the only way that bureaucratic systems like communism continue to work, and the only way that these bureaucratic communist societies continue to flourish, if there is constant struggle within the people. That's right. You go to China, there's a constant struggle between the metropolis Chinese and the people that are out there in the peasantry, the farmlands. You know, there's a big discrepancy among them. There's a constant struggle. There's a big discrepancy out there in Cuba. The same ordeal. There's a big discrepancy from those who are within the communist infrastructure and those that are just regular subjects of the communist regime. It's disgusting, and that's not what America was about, because remember, America was a land made for the people and by the people. But folks, the people have fallen asleep at the wheel. And now that they've fallen asleep at the wheel, we are seeing the consequence of that very fact. And this is why I continue to say, hey, please, folks, I extend my hand to you once again. I need your help. Every true conservative out there needs your help. Do something. I'm talking to you, folks. Look at yourselves in the mirror. I'm talking to you. Little old you can make something spark in some other brain somewhere. You can make some synapses spark in other people's lives. But you need to do something. And what do you need to do? You need to go out there and tell people. Research, write, speak, make videos, do whatever it takes to make sure that our point is getting across. And who is our point? Who is us? I'm talking about America. Do you understand that? I'm talking about America, damn it. I don't care what your color is as far as your skin color is concerned. I'm talking about American people. Real American people that have ancestry in this country, who fought in world wars and helped build the dominance that is this, or what used to be this capitalist society. That's who I come up on here on a consistent basis and speak for. I speak for the real American people that are out there suffering. I speak for the taxpayer that's out there having to collect their check each week and looking at all those tax dollars going to Social Security, going to Medicaid, going to Medicare. For what? Is our country any better with these damn programs that are taxing the people half to death? Or is our country any better? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's why I continue to come up on here and do these broadcasts, folks. Now, before I go on any further, I want to strongly advise you to please bookmark and add to your favorites the official website of the True Conservative Radio Show, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And I want you to spread that link like wildfire. I mean, stop tickling your asses and counting your dingleberries and go out there and spread that link like wildfire. Go out there, those chat rooms, go out there to the forums, and if you don't know any chat rooms or forums, well, by God, go to a damn search engine and look it up. And spread that link like wildfire and tell everybody that there is a real, true conservative out here. We are not defined by what the boob tube media is going to tell us. We still have moral integrity. We still understand and believe in the American idea, and we are not going to let it die. We are not going to let it die. And that's what I ask of you, folks. All of you out there. All right, whether you appreciate every single viewpoint that I express upon this program, or whether you don't. You need to find it upon yourself to realize that, hey, I appreciate being an American. Most people don't appreciate it, folks. I mean, if you look at America and the social landscape and the personality of every person out here, they're ungrateful bastards. Do you understand? These are fat, bloated pieces of crap. I was watching this stupid, ridiculous program called Big Brother. It's a ridiculous program where they trap these, human subjects into some camera-filled, microphone-filled little experiment and leave them trapped in this hole for about 3 months. And, each week they got to somehow eliminate one another based on this ridiculous social, psychological experiment of social interaction. And let me tell you, folks, just looking at the personalities and the hysterics and the ridiculousness about it, it just goes to show you that this is America, And for those of you folks that are interested in Big Brother and who I'm speaking of, I'm talking about this, idiot bimbo, Shima Simone, I think her name is. All right, and you can go to the website of Big Brother and look at clips of this stupid bimbo. But this is America, folks. All right, take a good look at Shima Simone out here, some ungrateful 34-year-old Botox-infected slutbag who is ungrateful for every single thing that has ever come across her life, and she shows it by her despicable display of uncharacteristic social interaction and basically all-out bratness and just, being an ungrateful bitch. It's all on display for America to see, and now, she's a little upset at the fact that you know, the program is making her look like the, you know, two-bit hussy that she really is. And you see, it doesn't surprise me when I see personalities like this, you know, two-bit whorebags that are out here, you know, sucking on men's fingers, you know, to try to correlate it with a solicitation for fellatio. And you can look that up if you want to take a look at that particular ordeal that happened on the show. I don't mean to be, you know, plugging the Big Brother show, but I think it's fascinating that you've got morons out here willing to subject themselves to nothing more than rodent experimentation just so that they can get dibs on $500,000. I mean, it shows you what people would do just to get dibs on $500,000. It's pretty disgusting, but that's America, folks. That's America. We don't want to take responsibility for our own bad decisions. You know, we want to make believe that, oh, well, you know, I'm not the bad person, even though the decision I made resulted in a bad outcome. It's not my fault. It's America's fault. It's my mama's fault. It's my daddy's fault. It's society's fault. It's everybody's fault but the individual, and that's what makes me sick about this country. All right, I love this country. I love America. I hate the people. I hate the people. The American public sucks, folks. I mean, it sucks right now. You've got these morons out here, you know, trying to, you know, they're on their knees begging for their own serfdom. That's what America is doing right now. They're on their knees begging for their own communist authoritarianism. It's sad. I just don't know what else to say about it, folks. Anyway, after the show here, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the show off here in about 15 minutes. But after the show here, I'm going to be blogging about a variety of different subject matters, and I strongly advise everybody to bookmark and add to your favorites the blog, and that's ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. You know, we've gotten a variety of different responses and, you know, a variety of different issues conveyed in the comment section of that particular blog, and I'd like to hear more comments. I'd like to see more people out there trying to convey their thought process in the fiber optically connected world we call the Internet. So please go to Ghost Politics, that's all one word, no underscores, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com, and go out there and, you know, shoot me a couple of comments, you know. And before we go on any further, I can't emphasize any more, please patronize the sponsors of the True Conservative Radio program and the True Conservative Radio blog. If you really appreciate the commentary here, if you appreciate all the conservative and true conservative commentary conveyed on here, please patronize the sponsors. It's a freaking click, for heaven's sake, folks. All right, so go to the ghostpolitics.blogspot.com and patronize some of our sponsors. I guarantee you, folks, you'd be helping out True Conservative Radio a whole hell of a bunch. And I know that there's some cheap bastards out there, you know, counting their dingleberries on their cheese hole, saying, I'm not going to do it. Well, piss off, all right, if you're not going to do it. I think that it's a disgrace. But, you know, if you're not going to do it, if you're not going to patronize our sponsors, it just emphasizes what I've been talking about all along. I mean, it's the mentality that I'm speaking of. When I sit here and say, hey, patronize the sponsors, and you sit here and say, well, I'm not going to patronize the sponsors, I'm not going to do it. It's the same thing as these morons who ran themselves in debt by financing a $250,000 home on a $25,000 a year income, and financed $60,000 cars and got themselves in all kinds of credit card debt, that now find themselves in a precarious position in an efficiency apartment trying to get another stimulus package check and begging the government for another handout. All right? These people know they're never going to be able to get back on top again because they ruined themselves financially. They can never get a house again. They can never get a car again because they're ruined. Now, because of their bad decision-making, because they ruin themselves financially, because they have children they can't afford, because they just put themselves in debts they couldn't pay for, now they don't want the system to work. Now they're willing wholeheartedly to embrace this communist idea Because it's kind of like, well, if I can't be rich, no one else should either. And that's the type of mentality we have here in America. A bunch of haterism. I hate to use a euphemism from our urban friends, but it's a bunch of haterism out here, folks. That's why I'm saying, folks, please, if you appreciate the program, go to ghostpolitics.blogspot.com, patronize the sponsors there, and patronize the sponsors at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? I mean, it's not that hard. It's freaking click. Stop being a damn hater. All right? And if you're one of these people that says, well, I'm not going to do it, well, then you're probably one of these people that lost your ass, huh? You're probably one of these people that financed a damn $250,000 house on a $25,000 a year income. Now you're sticking a Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up your ass, wondering why in the blue hell you screwed up your life. Anyway, folks. We got about 10 minutes left here in the program. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me once again. We are having these shows a little bit more habitually from now on because I feel that it's important that we convey these ideas, as frequently as possible. Because I don't know if you are aware of the liberal and feminist propaganda, but it's just constant. It's continuous. It's just constant bombardment, constant regurgitation, constant, re-emphasis. So, folks, what I would strongly advise to you is when you're out there with your family, when you're out there at the Thanksgiving table, where I know we're coming up to Thanksgiving, well, not soon, but that's our nearest holiday. Whenever you're around all of your family, discuss these political issues. All right, and if you have somebody that's trying to lean towards the liberal perspective, by God, go out there and contradict those people. All right, I mean, make them stumble over their own tongues like John Edwards trying to explain how to cheat on a dead wife. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, go out there and expose these stupid little fruit bowls. All right, expose the contradictions that are more than apparent with anybody with a rational mind. Expose the damn contradictions of liberalism and feminism and make sure that everybody's around to see it. Because that's what these liberals need. They think that they're so smart. They think they're so brilliant because they heard, that fat-headed piece of four-eyed crap Keith Olbermann make a nice little liberal euphemism. And they think they're so great because they can regurgitate that at the dinner table or something and think they're impressing somebody. But they're not impressing anybody. And they shouldn't impress you. And that's why I'm saying, and I strongly advise all of you folks that are true conservatives, don't palate liberal crap. Don't palate feminist crap. Don't acknowledge it. Don't accept it. Because once you start accepting it and attempting to somehow debate it with legitimate discourse, you're giving it too much legitimacy. When you attempt to debate liberalism and feminism, you're giving it legitimacy as if somehow it's going to pop up out of the clear blue that there's some actual pertinent substance hanging on the behalf of liberalism and feminism, and there's not. There's nothing but Karl Marx worshiping authoritarianism out there in liberalism and feminism, and I spit on all you liberals and feminists. Anyway, we're going to take one more caller here. 253, you're on the air.
Yeah, Ghost, this is Critic. I was on with you the other night.
How's it going, Critic?
Oh, it's still hanging in there. I know
What?
you only got a few minutes left in the show, but I thought you might get a kick out of something here because I was scrolling around on the Internet. Remember how we were talking about in the health care plan, how it brought up the fact of the $600 billion at least that they plan on cutting out of Medicare?
That's right.
The other night. Well, I came across the so-called Talking Points memo that they claim that it's supposed to be debunking the myths about 3,200. And right here in the first paragraph of their own Talking Points memo, it admits that it's going to cut payments. Here's the second part of this paragraph here where they talk about, and I'll just read it real quick here. It says, this is spending to fix the flawed payment system for physicians in Medicare, the SGR program, preventing an automatic 20% decrease in reimbursements in 2010 and even greater reductions in subsequent years, and corrects a legacy problem for Republican policy. There is a bipartisan agreement to resolve long-standing Medicare problem. So right there in their own talking points memo, all of these people who are lying and saying that that proposal was never on the table says it right there in their own memo. Right there.
Of course it says it, but what are you going to do? You know, you can sit here and debate a liberal all night long. They're anesthetized with a cult of personality and a liberal romanticist idea, and there's no debating these people. That's why I don't even acknowledge them, and they make me sick, to be frank.
No, I just thought it was amusing that I'm reading this. This is what they're using to debunk the so-called myths in this. And then right here, one of the things that they claim that they say that is not true, it states it right there, the very first paragraph that it's in there.
Of course.
It's just amusing. I wasn't even aware of this until I was just doing a search on the internet, and I happened to came across it. And it's this 5-page talking points memo that addresses a 1,000-plus page bill.
Well, it doesn't surprise me one bit, Craig. These liberals are a walking contradiction. This liberal regime has lied to all its people that it hyper-sensationalized, and I don't understand why these liberals are still sticking by it, but I guess, hey, when you sell your soul to the devil, you can't take it back, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know about that real quick. So
well, we appreciate that. What's the link on that, just in case anybody wants to?
Well, I'm not logged in the chat room, so I can't really post it, and I'm not sure if it's going to post because it's a PDF thing. The site is socialworkers.org advocacy, .org/advocacy/healthcare form, or you could just go and do a Google search and type in, like I did, myths on HR 3200, and you should be able to pull it up right there. And it's just a 5-page kind of a talking points memo that they put out to debunk so-called concerns against that. So.
Well, thank you for letting us in on that, because, we need these contradictions unearthed, and what makes it easier for the listeners out there or anybody listening, whatever makes it easier to unearth these contradictions, the better.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll let you go.
Thank you very much for calling in, Critic. We appreciate your commentary.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Well, folks, we've got 3 minutes left here in the program, and once again, folks, I mean, we've got an independent right there, Critic. He has a show here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. He's even getting tired of this liberal and feminist ridiculous propaganda when it comes to this healthcare malarkey. Now, we've talked about healthcare on previous shows. I don't want to get into it again. We only got 3 minutes left here, or 2 minutes left in the program. But, folks, don't be fooled by this healthcare crap, all right? What these people are doing, whatever compromise that's going to be made here between the House and the Senate and the Republicans and the Democrats is going to basically be giving the healthcare industry to the insurance companies. And that's the wrong way for America. It's the insurance companies, it's Medicaid, it's Medicare, it's all these bureaucratic systems having their hold on the healthcare system is what's retarded the healthcare system's progress. And I say that if we get rid of patients' insurance, and we have some tort reform so that we can somehow adjust the price for practitioner malpractice insurance, and we privatize everything off the board, we're going to see triple bypasses for the same price as a boob job out here. And the reason I say a boob job is because look at the plastic surgery industry. It's completely privatized, folks. Do you understand that? I mean, 20 years ago, under the private plastic surgery or cosmetic industry, a damn boob job cost about $20,000. And because of the evolutionary process and more people became plastic surgeons, more people opened up practices, more people wanted boob jobs, the price of the boob job went down to about $1,500 to $2,000, for heaven's sake. And you got to think to yourself, it is cheaper for some stupid ditzy bimbo to get a boob job than it is for somebody to get their heart bypassed. I think that's a tragedy. I think that's disgusting. I think it's sick, but it should be an eye-opener to everyone out here who is a little bit perplexed by the healthcare industry issue, the people that are a little confused about what's going on here in America. Remember, folks, don't be fooled by these damn liberals and feminists that are trying to shove this socialist and communist medicine down our throats. Look at the cosmetic industry, folks. Look at the cosmetic industry. You can get a boob job cheaper or an ass implant or liposuction cheaper than you can a triple bypass, than you can to mend your own broken leg, than you can to go and get a CAT scan out here for your brain to diagnose a tumor or to diagnose heart disease. It's a disgrace. It's pathetic. Don't be fooled. Don't believe the hype. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Spread the link like wildfire, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Long live the conservative movement and death to feminism.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.